Et nous sommes en ligne pour le jour 3 sur le remaster Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. Donc, pendant les 2 premiers jours, nous avons vu que notre personnage était Gabriel Knight, un romancier raté qui tient une petite librairie de livres rares avec son assistante Grace. C'est un coureur de jupons et il fait des cauchemars, ce qui semble être de famille, son père et son grand-père ayant laissé des croquis, des peintures sur côté fantastique, on dirait, voire horrifique. Et nous sommes dans la Nouvelle-Orléans, alors qu'il y a une série de petits meurtres vaudous. Et nous commençons notre enquête là-dessus parce que nous espérons que ça fasse du bon contenu pour un nouveau livre. Donc pendant le jour 1, nous avons pu nous rendre sur la scène du crime, la dernière. Nous y avons récupéré quelques indices. Et pendant le 2e jour, nous avons pu parler à Mosley, le détective chargé de l'enquête, qui est un ami d'enfance de Gabriel. Nous avons aussi été à la maison de Mademoiselle Guide, pour qui Gabriel a un penchant naturel chez lui. Et nous avons enfin visité le cimetière de la ville, où se trouve le tombeau d'une ancienne reine vaudou et du tombeau de la famille Guide. Sur la scène du crime, nous avons récupéré des symboles que nous avons donnés à reconstituer à un dessinateur du parc de la ville. Et pendant le 2e jour, sur la tombe dans le cimetière de l'ancienne reine vaudou, nous avons récupéré des symboles différents de ceux de la scène de crime. Et donc nous allons commencer le jour 3 avec notre assistante qui devrait avoir fait des recherches sur une vieille dame qui aime le vaudou pour qu'on lui pose des questions. Et elle a quelques messages, probablement liés à un héritage familial dont on a entendu parler le 1er jour. Nous sommes partis, jour 3.
Good coffee.
Times dated June 20th, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day: an evil eye is upon you. Change your course before it's too late.
Lighten up.
Donc nous avons aussi visité un musée et parlé à un vendeur vaudou qui nous ont informé que les origines, excusez, les origines historiques du vaudou étaient africaines. D'où l'intérêt de l'information du jour du journal. Alors Grace, les messages.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Do you have messages for me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they are interrogating a suspect this morning, and you might want to be there.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
C'est tout? Alors, je pensais en avoir plus de messages.
Tell me about yourself, Grace.
What do you want to know?
Just tell me anything at all.
I've been studying Tai Chi for 10 years. It's a very spiritual discipline. I'm sure discipline of any sort isn't something that would appeal to you, Gabriel.
C'est raciste. Une asiatique qui fait du tai chi,
Nothing, I guess. Never mind.
très cliché.
Keep him busy?
Not really. If you need any research done, let me know.
Bah, j'aurais bien aimé avoir des réponses aux recherches que j'ai demandées hier, mais bon. Ce sera pour le jour 4. Alors, on va parler à Mosley. Et a priori, c'est tout. Ah, qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Ah, elle nous a donné ça aussi quand on est arrivé ce matin.
Somewhere there's a Norland's phone book missing one of its C pages.
Donc elle a trouvé où habite Madame Kazenou. On en a plusieurs. Alors ce sera 555. Mais je suis sûr que c'est pas la première. On va essayer 123 et 128. 555, 123. Il va peut-être taper à ma place. Oui. Non. Oh, fausse joie. Bon.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected. Please hang up and try your call again. This is a recording.
D'accord. Alors, on va s'amuser.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Bien sûr, des serpents.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Our doctors see just about any type of animals, but we don't get many snakes.
Okay, thanks. Know anything about animal sacrifice?
What are you, some kind of sicko?
Allez. Rien de surprenant. Voilà, ça devrait être le bon celui-là.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected.
Est-ce
Please
que
hang
le
up
jeu
and try your
est
call again. This is
aussi
a recording.
prévisible que ça? Il n'y a pas de lettre devant le deuxième Kazenou. On va essayer celui-là, mais... C'est nul si c'est ça.
The number you have dialed has
Même
been
pas.
disconnected. Please hang up and try your call again. This is a recording.
Ok, je me suis fait surprendre. C'était le premier.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected.
Je les ai tous
Please
faits.
hang up and try your call
Ah!
again.
Et oui,
This is a
évidemment, j'oublie
recording.
les zéros. J'oublie les zéros. C'est ma faute. 0, 128. My bad.
Hello?
Hello, I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Castro, be quiet.
Bingo.
Who is this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Voilà, il n'y avait pas de surprise. C'était la troisième de la liste. Le contraire m'aurait étonné. L'agence de voyage du monde entier.
See the World Travel Agency. How may I help you?
Les promos.
What are your specials?
Well, our least expensive trip is 4 days, 3 nights in St. Croix for $1,250. Of course, we have much nicer packages available.
Well, that's certainly special.
Ok, les Caraïbes.
How much for a trip to the Caribbean?
Well, our least expensive trip is 4 days, 3 nights in St. Croix for $1,250. Of course, we have much nicer packages available.
I'm sure your packages are astonishing, but that's out of my league.
Is there something else I can help you with?
Non, on va
Sorry,
s'arrêter
wrong
là.
number.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Comment on raccroche? Comme ça. Donc on a l'adresse de la vieille. On va aller aussi au parc. On va commencer par le parc pour pas oublier. On a 2 destinations principales pour démarrer la journée.
I've got some things I need to do.
Good luck.
Le voilà. Salut l'artiste.
How's it going today?
What? Oh, it's only you. Man, I have been jumpy all day. That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some reason. There's just something creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow, this is great.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just don't blow up the planet with it or something, okay?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Ah, forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it and good luck.
Merci mon gars. On va regarder.
The reconstructed Veve was done for Gabriel by a technical artist.
Ouais, on dirait juste un spermatozoïde qui est en train de féconder une ovule. Il n'y a pas de sens au dessin. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre? On a la page d'annuaire, on s'en fiche. J'espère qu'elle va être jetée automatiquement. Le code voodoo. Code voodoo. Code voodoo.
Looking at the series of crosses, Gabriel can't help but think they have a pattern and meaning he is not comprehending.
Ouais, moi pareil. Est-ce qu'on peut lui en parler?
Gabriel can't see a way to
Non.
use that.
Bon, on a fini. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Madame Lorelei, parce qu'elle le vaut bien.
Madame Lorelei, is it?
What can I do for you, handsome?
That's a nice snake you have there.
Oh, I could say the same of you.
D'accord.
Well, I know where I got mine. Where'd you get yours?
That's personal.
How's business?
How's business? I have no time for such dull conversation, darling.
Ok. Alors, le serpent.
I'd really like to know more about that snake.
Oh, sorry, sweetie, but I don't discuss Elvis with anyone.
How about a reading?
The prices are listed on the sign.
They seem a little steep.
Well, I sometimes do my intimate friends for nothing, but I am a businesswoman.
I'm sure you are.
Ok.
Nothing.
Well, then move aside, sweetie, but stay where I can look at you, okay?
Ça me paraît être un bon deal.
Madame Lorelei, the fortune teller, is garbed in a belly dancer's outfit and wears a boa around her neck. A real boa. Madame Lorelei seems less approachable when she's behind that booth. The booth is a colorful melange. It announces
c'est
the
cher.
owner as Madame Lorelei and gives prices for palm readings, $20, crystal ball gazing, $15, and birth charts, $50. Madame Lorelei lounges at the booth, fondling her snake.
Ok, on va lui parler de l'écaille. Non, j'ai pas le droit. Va falloir faire quelque chose. I'll be back. Alors, qu'y a-t-il sur la carte? L'université, je suppose qu'il y a le nouveau crime. Alors regardez l'université.
It looks like the lecture is just starting.
Ah non, c'est ce qu'il y
Voodoo
avait dans
is
le
the
journal.
tribal religion of Africa, but the name Voodoo is actually a banner heading, under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems.
Alors lui va
The
pouvoir
word
nous aider.
Voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of these subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits, instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have. Some of these spirits are elementals. Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes voodoo so easily adaptable. With all these spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary. At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common. One tribe would conquer another, and the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the voodoo religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices: animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the voodoo Loa may be as old as the Garden of Eden itself. We still can't explain some of the real power of these primal religions. And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now, let's discuss the elements of voodoo.
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo, the spirits are called the Loa. During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. This is called being ridden. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the... Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, Papanibo, or Gede, the Lord of Death; Awe, the Spirit of Water; Legba, Spirit of the Crossroad.
I gotta get more sleep at night.
Tribe-specific Loa can have as much or more power as the more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician. Voodoo temples are called houndfors. Their priests, houngan or bokors. In a voodoo houndfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a poto meton. During ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a bokor and a mama Loa. The use of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African ceremonies. Ritual objects used during the conclaves included the ritual gourd, or asan, the ritual knife, or kubasa,
That knife gives me the chills.
the ritual whip, or fouetcache, and the ritual coffin, or seke madule. These items are often optional, called for by the Mama Loa for specific magical rituals. The Mama Loa is the most powerful figure in any Voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited. The
Misclick.
Firelight. Gabriel?
What? Can't see.
Gabriel, get in.
Can't. It's too small for me.
You must get in, Gabriel.
It's not mine. Too small.
Hide, Gabriel, hide.
No! Let me out! Help!
young man, the lecture is over.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you've already interrupted and slept through my lecture, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here.
Do you know what Capli Sankal means?
Cabri Sancour? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in Voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, bulls, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
Ok. Donc sacrifice humain.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
It's very rare. Most Voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible, if that's what the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Ezuli, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a bull will suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Ezuli is the gentlest of Loa, so they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Houngan tremble before possession by one of the more violent Loa, such as Papa Nebo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that Loa will simply take it for themselves.
Ok. Les meurtres.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I've read about them in the papers. I must admit to some interest. But according to the newspapers, the voodoo aspect is faked, so I haven't really pursued it. You know how Americans, especially Hollywood, treat voodoo. I'm sure there are many so-called practitioners out there that have...
Do you know anything about snakes?
I'm not a zoologist, Mr. Knight, but I know all I care to about reptiles.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting, from a sheerly intellectual point of view,
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I wouldn't dwell on it. Most voodoo sects probably haven't seen a human sacrifice for several generations.
D'accord.
Tell me about Ogun Badagri.
Ogun Badagri is one of the Patroloa. The Patroloa are much more violent. Some people believe the Patroloa originated in Haiti, but I have found some evidence that the Patroloa were African as well.
Alors, passons à l'essentiel.
Can you tell me anything about this?
No, I've never seen those symbols. Therefore, they're probably meaningless.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm never wrong, Mr. Knight. Therefore, sure is not in my vocabulary.
Dommage.
Can you tell me anything about this?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back. Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating veve. You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me.
Moi
Can
j'appelle
you
ça un
figure out
W.
anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself.
Vas-y mon
Have
gars.
you heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this veve is authentic?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that make... you are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm undercover. You can contact me at St. George's Bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this, if you don't mind.
Ok. On peut essayer, mais je pense qu'il s'en fiche.
Is there anything you can tell me about the voodoo aspects of this photograph?
This is a serious voodoo ritual. Nasty stuff.
In what way?
Let's see. I can't make out much detail from this photograph, except for the corpse, of course, but the wound, the face, and what little I can see of the ritual paraphernalia, it reminds me of certain black voodoo practices. Very rare.
On avance aussi.
I've never witnessed them myself, you understand.
Really? Interesting. Thanks.
Le code, il a dit non. On peut lui montrer les dessins du vieux.
Can you tell me anything about this?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
D'accord. Parle-moi des VV.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my lecture hall.
Eh, sois plus gentil, je t'ai montré des trucs intéressants.
Do you know anything about veves?
I told you I would research it, Mr. Knight. When I have anything concrete, I'll let you know.
Tell me what you mean by black voodoo.
Well, like any religion, the beliefs can tend toward positive or negative end. Christianity, for example, has its doppelganger, Satanism. The same is true of voodoo. There are those who are drawn by and desire personal power from the darker, bloodier Loa.
On verra une autre fois.
The door to Hartridge's office is locked.
I'll be going.
Oh, do keep in touch.
Yep. Ok, on a avancé. Là, ça sera fermé. Là, il n'y a rien. On retourne au vieux carré. Qu'est-ce qu'il y avait dans le... Caprice encore. Amphithéâtre. Un interrogatoire. C'était fermé.
A sign on the front
C'est ça.
door of mid.
Allons voir l'interrogatoire. C'est parti.
You! Give me back my badge! Now, Knight!
Sure. Thanks for letting me borrow it.
Yeah? You borrow it again, and your history. Now, about today. Glad you made it.
Ouais.
It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy, anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. He's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square pushing coke. He knows something. Call it detective's instinct.
Detective's instinct. Got it.
J'ai des doutes. Vu que c'est du frais vaudou.
All right, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. Have you been present at the so-called voodoo rituals?
I don't know nothing. All right, I told you.
Come
Il est
on
peut-être
now.
témoin de
You
quelque
can
chose.
tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go.
Relax. No one knows you're here.
Il a peur.
The men who picked you up were in plain clothes.
Plain clothes? Like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city. They know everything.
Who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murders?
Let me go.
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. You tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you into the witness protection program. But you gotta earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Oh, don't make me laugh. Oh, Jesus, just let me out of here.
Oh, come on. Who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
Oh, by
Merci
now
de
they know
l'info.
I'm here. It's different when I'm supposed to come here. Oh, if I can send a message. Yeah. Tell him I didn't say nothing.
Christ, he's freaking useless. Just take him back to detaining, would you, Tony?
Ok, c'est le pire détective du monde.
I'll tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum. Damn civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Huh? Hell no. Damn, we can only keep him for 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have to let him go. Sorry, it
matin,
wasn't
il
more
sera peut-être
exciting.
mort.
For the book, I mean. Hey, maybe you could punch it up some. You know, what do they call that? Fiction. That's it.
It certainly is. I'll see what I can do.
Alors, on va te montrer ce que t'avais sous le nez.
Are you sure that's wise? Mosley would surely wonder where Gabriel got that and what he intends to do with it.
Peut-être, mais je suis pas obligé de lui répondre.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Et puis bon, si on pouvait l'aider à être un peu meilleur. Il sait pas ce que c'est, il sait pas ce
Do
que
you know
c'est.
anything about veves?
What?
Voilà.
Veves. They're ritualistic patterns used in voodoo. You know, like those marks we found around the body.
You know what the department says about that, Knight? That voodoo stuff is faked.
Yeah, well, they're wrong. These veves...
Look, just stop worrying about those marks. I don't think they're relevant.
On te paye pas pour réfléchir, pour penser. On te paye pour réfléchir, justement. Tu mérites.
Are those new shoes? What are those, loafers? Kind of a mud-brown suede kind of thing?
Hey, I'm on my feet all day, all right? Is that okay with you?
Mostly. I'm being perfectly sincere.
Yeah, you and my grandmother. Right.
What's the status on the voodoo murders case?
Sure as hell ain't going well. There sure are a lot of breaks being applied in different areas of the investigation. We're getting some real info on the victims now, and they're not exactly upstanding citizens. I was hoping to get more out of Crash, but he's scared shitless. We'll have to let him go tomorrow morning.
Je vois pas à quoi ça sert de lui poser toutes ces questions.
You know, you have a unique way of wearing clothes that's, well, the way they kind of hang, pleating over that stomach of yours, drooping off your butt.
We can't all have the body of a 12-year-old like you, Knight.
Ok. S'il y a quelque chose que je peux lui montrer. Le code, il va dire qu'il s'en fout Il va dire que ça n'a pas d'importance.
Gabriel can't see a way to use that.
D'accord, je veux même pas qu'on fasse avancer l'enquête. C'était quoi ça dans la boîte?
I'm gonna hit the road.
Ciao, baby.
J'avais pas vu là, sur la chaise. Il y avait une boîte avec des affaires. Est-ce que ce serait pas les affaires du suspect?
Hey, you're lucky I don't throw you in jail for taking that file. Frank's about had kittens.
Who, me?
Yeah. I know I can't prove it, but just don't ask me for any more files. That's all I've got to say.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Ah non, on peut rien faire. Dommage. Oh là, oh là là, oh là là. Ce bug de l'infini. Voilà, moonwalk.
I'm gonna hit the road.
Voilà,
Ciao,
hit the
baby.
road, Jack. Ok. Eh ben, on avance pas très vite là. Je crois qu'on va passer par le cimetière. Ah, j'avais pas vu, il y avait un joueur de tam-tam. C'est pas grave. Le cimetière d'abord. Alors, ce sont les mêmes?
The marks are reddish in color and remind Gabriel of crosses.
Ce sont les mêmes. Et toi? Quoi de neuf?
Hello there.
Go ahead. These folks ain't in no hurry.
Ah, tu t'y connais un petit peu. Si je te parle de ça.
Have you ever heard of Damballa?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ok, donc l'autre tu sauras pas non plus. Allons voir. Le tombeau de Gade.
Malia?
Mr. Knight, what are you doing here?
My family's tomb is here.
Mine too.
Unnoticed. Subtle.
Well, Mr. Knight, if there's nothing else,
Don't go. I need to talk to you.
whatever for?
I can't stop thinking about you. I've been in your thoughts too. I can see it in your eyes.
Mr. Knight,
Ce
you
dragueur.
don't know anything about me. I'm not in a position to get involved.
I've said that a million times myself, but this is different. I think we both know we can't fight it. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this.
I have so many obligations. My family is very traditional. You wouldn't understand.
Hey, I love tradition. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof 100 times.
This isn't a musical, Mr. Knight. We live in different worlds.
Look, I know you got more money than God. Do you think I care? Do you think that's why I'm saying this?
No, I don't.
Why don't you come see my world? I've got a little bookshop, St. George's on Bourbon.
I know.
See, I knew it. You're crazy about me too. Come by tonight. Please? My world isn't so bad.
I'm sorry, but there's no place for someone like you in my life. Not now, not ever.
Elle lui dit pas non à lui.
Damn it.
Bon, par contre, elle a un talon qui est pété ou quoi là? Elle boite? Ok, là il y avait quelque chose.
It's locked shut. There's a small marble plate near the tomb doors. The plate is in locked position. There's a keyhole on the plate, but Gabriel can't operate that without a key.
Il faudra faire une fouille au corps. Attends. Et là-dedans?
Gabriel looks at and in the vases, but
Et dans celui-là, il n'y a rien. Tant pis. On a débloqué la fin de la journée.
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today.
Faut qu'on débloque le milieu de la journée. Alors, la police... Ah mais oui, on a parlé à Madame Casonou. On va la revoir.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Non? Allez, parlons-lui.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you want. I answer what I want.
C'est toi qui as dit Cabris encore.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
The only one left is Willie Jr. over there, the old crocodile. He's sort of a mascot now, him.
Do you know anything about veves?
Like the ones in the voodoo rituals they do for the tourists.
Right.
They curiosities, no? This a curio shop.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Have you ever heard of Damballa?
Damballa is an African legend about a great serpent. Folklore, that's all.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
Don't talk like that around here, man.
D'accord.
I found out what Kabri Sankal means. How did you know about human sacrifice?
I never said them words, monsieur. You must have heard them from someone else.
About Willie Jr. Would you be willing to let him go?
Maybe. For $100.
$100?
Cher.
You gotta be kidding.
Me and Willie Jr. are very close now. I couldn't part with him for less.
Il prend un risque. Le risque qu'il ne soit pas vendu.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
Tu sais quoi, je vais jouer avec toi, tu vas monter le prix et je te l'achèterai jamais.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me.
Non, c'est
What?
120. Eh ben c'est pas comme ça que tu feras un client. Bon. La cathédrale. Est-ce qu'on peut voir le prêtre? Oui. C'est celui-là.
May I help you, my child?
Can I ask you a few questions?
The confessional is not the best place for interviews, son. You can contact the parish offices if you need private counseling.
I understand. Thanks, Father.
Is there anything else?
Could you give me a blessing?
Do you feel the need for a blessing?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
All right, if it will comfort you.
The priest blesses Gabriel through the confessional window.
Peace be with you, son.
Thank you, Father.
Is there anything else?
I'd like to make a confession.
All right, if it'll make you feel better.
I haven't paid my assistant for 3 months.
Have you had the money?
Nope.
Sounds like a matter for the courts, son, not the church. Is there anything else?
I've had a lot of women, Father.
A lot? More than 10?
Yes, Father.
More than 20?
Yes, Father.
More than 40?
Yes, Father.
Son, I don't think this is a matter for a priest. I think you need a good therapist.
If we're counting therapists, then I'm up to at least, let's see here, count the one, and, this might take a while.
My son, I'm afraid my lunch break is coming on about now. Pray for forgiveness and say 20 rosaries. On
20
second
what?
thought, when you finish the math, say that many rosaries.
Gabriel hears him leave the confessional.
I should probably add one more rosary for that while I'm at it. I've been a bad boy.
Bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do?
I've always wondered how the other half lives.
Inside the box, Gabriel finds a priest collar and some oil used for blessing.
Je prends le col.
You never know when a priest's collar will come in handy.
That oil is for holy purposes.
Oh non, c'est dégueulasse.
Not the sort of thing Gabriel would want to use
C'est
it
dégueulasse. Ah, j'avais oublié ça. Ah.
He hears someone enter and kneel down on the other side.
Father, I'd like to make a confession.
Go on, my son.
I've recently come into a large sum of money.
I don't really see a problem with that.
It's not that. It's how I got it.
Ah, j'hésite. Allez, c'est la meilleure des réponses.
I advise you to invest in a local business. I've heard there's this wonderful bookshop on Bourbon Street.
Oh non.
Well, I'm not much of a reader.
J'avais pas pensé à
What better
ça.
time to start? Oh, and say 10 rosaries, I think.
If you say so, Father. Thank you.
Thank you, my son.
The man leaves the confessional.
Je sens qu'on va avoir de l'argent. Oh merde.
He hears someone enter and kneel down on the...
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Do go on.
I've had impure thoughts about men, Father.
Surely it can't be all that bad.
Oh, it is, Father. No, I can't say that to a priest.
Don't worry about that, sweetheart. You say whatever you need to. In detail.
You don't sound like a priest.
Ah, but how can you cleanse your mind unless you fully express your sins, my child?
Aren't you just supposed to tell me to say rosaries or something?
We'll get to that. But first...
No offense, Father, but I think I'll try another confessional.
The young woman leaves the confessional.
Raté.
Gabriel's calling is decidedly not hearing confessions. No.
On est d'accord. Allez, comment on sort? Bien, on a chopé le col. On va avoir des thunes. Et pour l'instant, on n'a pas croisé le prêtre. Ah. Il est où son serpent?
Not a bad idea. Baby,
Ouais,
I
bouge
love
pas
the way
beaucoup. Hein.
you move.
Il y a pas mal de
Madame
bugs.
Lorelei winks knowingly at Gabriel and twitches her hips.
Oula,
Yeah,
oulala.
She wants me.
J'imagine ce qu'elle est en train de faire.
Thanks, boys.
Voilà, elle a fait... Ah! Il y avait le serpent et il a fait tomber sa mue. D'accord, ouais, c'est bugué. Ah non, c'est le voile qu'elle a fait tomber. Oh là là, comment c'est bugué. C'est la fête des bugs dans ce remaster.
Gabriel examines the veil with the magnifying glass. The fortune teller's veil is studded with sequins.
Mais
the
pas que.
sequins look a little strange. Why, it's a snake scale.
Correct.
Gabriel carefully uses the tweezers to remove the snake scale from the veil.
Ok.
The iridescent scale is hued olive green. It doesn't seem to match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Rien d'étonnant. Il faudrait voir un spécialiste des serpents pour qu'il nous dise si c'est pas un boa. Qu'est-ce que c'était?
I think this veil belongs to you.
Oh, my veil! I'm always losing those things. You have no idea. Well, darling, you're such a sweetie to return a lady's delicates, and so handsome as well.
Well,
And since you have such a clear interest in fortune-telling, let me see your hands. They look so strong.
Vas-y, fais
Perhaps they
avancer
will
le
make
scénario.
both our fortunes clear, no?
I wish something would.
Strong, yes, and yet so delicate and flexible.
You don't know the half of it.
Oh, good.
On parle
I
pas de ses
see a
mains.
mysterious woman in your immediate future.
Madame Lorelei winks at Gabriel knowingly.
She is a dangerous one, dark and beautiful. Oh, I see the road of your life forking, and very soon.
The blood drains from Madame Lorelei's face in an instant. Sweat beads on her upper lip.
Are you okay?
There are forces. Oh, God. Beware. Beware.
What is it about me lately?
Mauvais doublage. Elle aurait pas dû répondre comme ça. Elle a l'air beaucoup plus effrayée que ça. Bien, on a progressé.
A sign on the front.
Oui, c'est vrai, c'est fermé. On ira voir le vendeur
I knew
après.
you'd miss me, so I came back.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Tiens, t'as peut-être quelque chose à me dire.
I have a pattern I need you to research.
Voilà.
How interesting. What is it?
It's a reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Yuck. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want, but check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out.
Et du coup, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas moyen qu'elle fasse des recherches là-dessus?
That doesn't seem to work that way.
Bah, normalement si. Tant pis. L'argile, l'argile. À quoi elle sert déjà? Ça va servir à quelque chose, mais quand? Rappelle-moi ce qu'il y a là-dedans. Le lion, le démon serpent. Ouais, vraiment serpent. Là encore des serpents. Ok. Et là encore des serpents.
No, no safe full of money back there.
Alors... où est l'inspiration? Va falloir que je retéléphone parce que je me souviens pas du tout. Du résultat.
Yes?
Hello, I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Hush, Castro. I told you I don't know what you're talking about.
Je pense qu'il fallait que je parte directement à la pharmacie pour ne pas la rater. J'ai mal joué. On va le faire tout de suite. Et on va la filer jusqu'à chez elle.
I'll be back later.
Have fun.
Pharmacie.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Rule bags, curio boxes, and magic candles. Sold as curios only. We cannot guarantee results.
It must be the crocodile thing, but even I'm not interested in undressing that mannequin.
It's a mannequin wearing a crocodile mask. To get the mask, Gabriel would have to buy it. It's nearly as old. Willie looks ready to defend that cash register with his life.
I'd have to smell those if I opened them.
Elle a pas l'air de vouloir venir.
Garlic, cloves, and other dried goods and spices are collected in the bowls.
I know where to come if I ever have a vampire problem.
Bien. Allons voir le musée. Prions pour que ça
Hello,
avance.
Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
Donc maintenant on sait ce que c'est que ça. Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose à lui montrer? Oui, ça.
Does this pattern look familiar to you?
Where did you get that?
You do recognize it then?
I have never seen it before in my life.
Are you sure about this pattern?
I am sure, Mr. Knight.
Tu n'es pas un bon acteur.
The back wall displays various voodoo items, such as offerings of fruits to the voodoo deities.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course. I also find our dialogue stimulating.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo, but that is not really my area.
Do you know anything
n'avance
about
pas.
black voodoo?
That sort of viewpoint makes my work very difficult, Mr. Knight. If there are one or two ignorant believers, that is none of my concern, and I do not care to promote a Hollywood interpretation of voodoo by discussing it.
On n'avance pas.
Does the name Ogun Badagri mean anything to you?
I do not believe so.
Isn't he one of the Loa?
Perhaps. I am not familiar with some of the more obscure Haitian and African lore.
Donc c'est pas sombre, c'est obscur la traduction. C'est pas grave. Bien, bien, bien.
An official voodoo wishing stump. Rub it and make a wish, a card says.
Funny, I say the same thing to women.
Ça, c'est gratuit.
Gabriel has no interest in the noisy fan at the moment.
Je suis vraiment
Goodbye,
coincé.
Dr. John.
Goodbye, Mr. Knight.
Elle ne voudra pas me voir.
help you?
Ah, it's you. Ms. Getty is not at home, sir.
Can you tell me where she is? It's very important.
She's visiting her mother's grave, Mr. Knight. Something even you can't be tasteless enough to want to interrupt.
Bah si, justement. C'est ce qu'on a fait. Très bien.
The sign says the Overlook's closed for repairs until June 21st.
Je suis coincé. Alors, on va parler... Tiens, on va lui parler.
The drummer looks at Gabriel but says nothing in return. A drummer has decided to sit up outside the police station.
Ouais, le gamin est foutu. Fric, fric,
The
fric,
desk
fric,
sergeant
fric.
looks like a poster boy for heart disease. In other words, a typical product of good southern cooking.
Il y a moyen que je puisse récolter une ou deux infos, peut-être.
Can I bother you again, officer?
What is it this time?
Non.
The bulletin board is littered with everything from wanted posters to flyers.
Ok.
That camera looks professional. The camera isn't Gabriel's to mess with. Officer Franks looks too miffed about that file incident to talk to Gabriel.
D'accord.
She probably wouldn't cooperate.
But I wouldn't mind trying.
Ok. Allez, on va...
Gabriel decides to give Mosley a break
Oh, c'est
and
pas
not
drôle.
change the temperature again.
Je suis coincé. Ok. Donc, j'ai lancé les recherches sur ça, sur le VV. J'ai récupéré le col de prêtre. Non, c'est vraiment Madame Kazonou, mais je sais pas quoi faire. Si on allait voir le pharmacien. Pour moi, c'est là-bas que ça va se décoincer.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
It's important that I talk to Madame Casino. You see, I'm doing some research and...
I can't tell you anything about her.
What do you know about Marie Laveau?
Marie? She's somebody from the old days.
Do you know anything about Black Voodoo?
Black Voodoo?
Bon, ils mettent pas des masses, le gars. Est-ce qu'ils veulent que je
I knew
téléphone
you'd
à
miss
d'autres
me,
personnes?
so I came back.
Really? I forgot you were gone.
Dry Drachen Krieken in meinen Schlaf, die Seele wollen sie lebendig zum Fraß. Feurigen Atems, gespaltener Zunge, genießen sie jedes Mal.
Il a l'air de savoir lire l'allemand. Je peux pas faire interagir.
Gabriel has a scale. It's a
Dommage.
book about the world of snakes. Gabriel leafs through a German-English dictionary.
Himmel means heaven. Huh.
Ok. Il aura fallu attendre le jour 3 pour commencer à galérer.
Grace keeps her art supplies here. Gabriel wouldn't dare touch Grace's oil paints. That doesn't work that way.
Does this mean anything to you?
Yeah, you should cut that mop of yours and throw that stuff away.
Never. Does this mean anything to you?
What, the magnifying glass? It makes things look big. Out to impress a girl, are ya?
I hope you're insulting the size of my brain.
Well, that goes without saying.
Does this mean anything to you?
They're called tweezers. You know, you should get out more.
Ok.
I might be able to use this black shirt.
There's no reason to wear that at the moment.
C'est embêtant. J'ai pas envie de tricher. Google n'existait pas à l'époque et le nombre d'ouvrages de référence était limité. Version de 93, représentée sur la version... Oui, c'était cette version-là que j'avais.
So how long have you been working on Gabriel Knight?
Ok, non. Bon, j'ai la veste, j'ai le gel, j'ai le machin, mais je n'ai pas son adresse. Au secours.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected. Please hang up and try your call again.
Des fous les nombres de numéros coupés.
Hello.
Is this the Casino residence?
Yes. What can I do for you?
Do you or does anyone in your family patronize the Dixieland drugstore?
I'm a busy man. What are you selling?
Nothing.
Good. Goodbye.
Hi, Casanau residence.
Hi. I was wondering if you could help me.
Yeah?
A woman in the Dixieland drugstore dropped her purse today, and the name Casino was inside it.
Dixieland drugstore? Never heard of it. Sorry.
Le truc c'est que je sais déjà quel est mon numéro.
Casino residence, may I help you?
Hi. You've won a customer raffle at the Dixieland drugstore.
No soliciting, please.
Ah, qu'est-ce qui pourrait nous aider?
A flyer advertising Magenta Moonbeam, a local voodooienne. Her parlor is on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine.
Je sèche.
Yes?
Hello, I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Hush, Castro. I told you I don't know what you're talking about.
Comment faire? Comment faire? Je suis peut-être dans un cul-de-sac là.
I'm going out.
Don't hurry back on my account.
Hi.
Bien, je suis officiellement coincé. Je ne peux pas aller là, je ne peux pas aller là.
St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 is one of the most historic and beautiful places in the quarter. Gabriel likes the idea of leaving marks on the tomb. Two heavy, solid marble doors provide an entrance to the tomb.
I don't need to go visit the family tomb today.
Gabriel looks at and in the vases, but he doesn't see anything he wants to take.
Bien. Et ben je crois qu'on va s'arrêter là pour le moment. On va se creuser un peu les méninges. Et on va essayer de finir cette journée la prochaine partie. On va sauver. C'est quoi ça? J'avais oublié. C'est beaucoup trop assisté.
An angel with a cross stands guard over one of the tombs.
Ce qui était très important. C'est ici que je voulais cliquer pour enregistrer la partie. Jour 3. Partie enregistrée. Sur ce, bonne soirée.